Though video games have commonly been met with negative reception from the media, recent studies have shown that they may actually have positive benefits for mental health. Video games have been shown to improve problem-solving skills, resilience in the face of failure, and social skills. In today's video, we'll be going over some of the main reasons why gaming is actually good for your mental health. So grab your controllers and keyboards and load right in. First up, treating mental illness through gaming. Gaming is becoming more common in treating those with mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Regardless of whether the game is complex or not, it serves as a way to escape from everyday life and makes the player feel more relaxed. According to research conducted by East Carolina University, playing just 30 minutes a day of video games can help treat anxiety and depression at a level similar to prescription medication. As for the games that are best for this, these are reportedly puzzle games like Tetris or Angry Birds. Some developers have realized the benefits of gaming and have worked on creating games that target mental health problems, such as the online fantasy role-playing game Sparks. This game was designed by a team of researchers from the University of Auckland and aims to help teenagers deal with depression and anxiety. In addition to depression and anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder could also be helped by video games, and a study conducted on people who played Tetris revealed that they had fewer flashbacks than those who didn't. Next, providing support where needed. Playing video games is already popular among people aged 18 to 54, who also tend to face higher rates of mental health issues. As acceptance of the emotional benefits of video games grows, it could help break down stigmas against both gaming and mental illness. Access to video games is also free of many of the barriers that prevent people from getting traditional mental health care. However, video games will still never be able to replace proper clinicians, a statement most experts agree with. Playing video games for mental health benefits should not be considered a replacement for traditional therapy. While costly, conventional mental health services still offer the level of support that you may not be able to get through a simple video game. And now, clearing up the misconceptions. It's safe to say that people have heard the headlines enough, and their counter-arguments are simple. Just because someone has mental health problems and enjoys playing video games doesn't mean that the games are the cause. In fact, people often turn to games as a way to escape or lessen those feelings. One of the reasons gaming is a powerful tool for distraction is because it can make us feel powerful, not just because we get to play as a supercharged beef man who could punch through walls, but because it provides structure, agency, and control, things that many people with mental health conditions lack or struggle with in their day-to-day lives. Next up, helping kids grow. According to a review of research on the positive effects of video game play published by the American Psychological Association in 2013, playing video games may boost children's learning, health, and social skills. Playing video games may also help children develop problem-solving skills. The more adolescents reported playing strategic video games, such as role-playing games, and school grades rose the following year. The stereotype of a shy person who uses video games as a way to escape is also not what the average gamer looks like. Past research involving children found that those who played more video games were more likely to have good social skills, perform better academically, and have built better relationships with other students because of the social and collaborative component of some type of games. And now it's mental and physical exercise. Gaming is really a workout for your mind disguised as fun. Studies have shown that playing video games regularly may increase gray matter in the brain and boost brain connectivity. Controller-based games can be great for your hands. In a study involving a group of surgeons, researchers found that those who played video games were faster at performing advanced procedures and made 37% fewer mistakes than those who didn't. Most major consoles now have the technology to get gamers off of the couch and onto their feet. The future of VR gaming will take things to a whole new level. Mobile game programmers have also started to create games that are played across physical space, building them around real-world location data and inspiring gamers to relocate in order to advance in their virtual world. Now we have improving your vision. As long as you're not staring at the screen for 10 hours straight or sitting 2 feet away, playing video games can actually make for better vision. In one study, 10 male students who were gamers were trained for 30 hours in first-person action games and then tested against 10 non-gamers. The students who played were able to see objects more clearly in cluttered spaces because of improved spatial resolution. They were able to train their brains to see smaller details because, in each game, those details turned out to be important. Next, we have promoting learning and persistence. There are video games on just about everything. Early on, developers realized that video games could be used to improve reading and math skills. Today, there are games that incorporate world history, cooking, politics, chemistry, architecture, and other topics you may not have been exposed to in school. With video games, you either win or keep trying, learning from your mistakes as you progress until you reach the goal. Because of this, some researchers and educators argue that video games can teach people to be more confident and to work towards their goals, treating each misstep as just another learning opportunity. If you've ever played a Dark Souls game before, you'll agree with their findings as well. Now on to experimenting with ourselves. Beyond helping us work with others, video games can also help us look inward to learn more about ourselves. The games serve as escapist fantasies, in which we can play with aspects of ourselves that we might not be comfortable playing in the real world. A 2016 study, for example, looked at 4 individuals struggling with gender dysphoria and showed how gaming can help people come to terms with their gender identities in a safe way, such as by playing as a character with a gender expression different from their own. Video games have been surrounded by stigma since Pong debuted in 1972 and launched into the cultural mainstream, but the negative press isn't the same as evidence of negative effects, rather than serves as a harbingers of the end of society. Video games have blossomed into an art form that challenges us to play, fail, learn, work together, and become more comfortable with ourselves. Next up, freedom of choice. Researchers found that commercial video games are just as effective at providing mental health benefits as games designed for therapeutic effects. This may be explained, at least in part, by people's desire to play commercial video games. A critical quality of a game that makes it a game is the fact that it's played voluntarily. Researchers have repeatedly validated the importance of intrinsic motivation for effective behavior change, that people play commercial video games because they want to. As such, the beneficial aspects of these games in terms of anxiety and depression are bestowed as a byproduct of their fun and not the outcome of their game homework. And now for a sense of control. Video games are unlike any other medium. In fact, they're pretty much the only medium that offers the viewer control over the story, or at the very least, over the way they move through the story. The interactivity of games and the role-playing nature of many of them make games a tool for teaching empathy through virtual lived experiences. However, keep in mind that there's no definitive representation in media of any mental health challenge. You can't understand somebody's experience fully just because you played a video game, or a means of escape either. We can gamify our entire lives to find better coping techniques. As an example, people with ADHD are more prone to hyper-focus on tasks, which is an intense period of doing one thing, often to the detriment of others. Games are the perfect tool for this. Finally, it's perfect for relieving stress. Much of the research that has found a link between video game violence and aggression doesn't actually show a clear link between exposure to in-game violence and real-world aggression. For example, most people who are video game players aren't walking around blasting strangers with loud noises after playing their games. This is something mainly found in lab setting where subjects are asked to do so. Similarly, while there may be some stress responses triggered by games, overall self-assessments provided by gamers fail to show a link between problems with social life, academic behavior, work behavior, or physical reactions. This shows that if there even is a negative effect, gamers themselves aren't aware of it and its effects on their lives. Some games are actually created to help players learn to manage stress more efficiently. While these games aren't necessarily as mainstream as some of the others, they can be especially helpful for stress relief. That's a wrap for this video. Do you agree with any of the points that we've made? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one!